And it's starting. Obviously, because this is Metroid, we start in Super Metroid. Normally, you could choose between Link's House or Sanctuary in the normal Link to the Past seed.
So if someone wants to have a good laugh and a good chuckle, they can watch Oz's screen where he's playing as the mouse point.
Yeah, and the cursor is also a sprite in Link to the Past. Looks like every runner chose to pick this one. This start.
I'm not gonna lie, that caught me off guard. I was not expecting the mouse pointer on Super Metroid.
And we have a map check. I think I saw a red crystal on Hera and two white crystals on Eastern and Desert.
I think I blinked and I missed it.
Meanwhile, we have Maniacal opting to go Julian. And Liam Atlas is going to check the on-call.
And we have Ozzy heading up towards their lumberjack cave, gonna check and make sure Aghanim may not be required, at least for the item portion. It may still be required for access into Dark World.
Just bomb upgrades at the on-call. Oh boy!
That's a spring ball. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think our runners will look for their stuff to jump in Super Metroid.
Our runners will be very happy to see not as an important item. When I go down the southern route towards Kakariko Village, we get to farm a bomb from those bushes at the south of the grove, and then you get to check race game. It's the only thing you actually need a bomb for, because after doing Houlihan, you've got enough money to buy some bombs. Race game, unfortunately, not holding very much, just some bomb capacity.
And I think we only saw some... Oh! SM bombs! Right in the thieves' hideout.
Now, it also looked like a blue mail on top of the library, so if our runners pick up boots, maybe they may pick that up if they're in the area, or they may just wait and see if they can find a different armor to pick up.
And silver arrows in the back of the tavern. Good items, but not right now. We need the morph to use the bombs and the bow to use the silvers.
Just need to find our marsh ball for our bombs to be useful and our bow to be silver arrows just to be useful. Still believe you should be allowed to throw the silver arrows since they're that powerful.
And I see JC going into blind side out without bombs. So there's one check you won't be able to do. But I did find an E-pack and power bombs.
Yeah, so some ammo and some energy. Not anything essential, but very nice to have. It's particularly early on in the... We have Maniacal and JC synchronise jumping into the well, with Liam closely behind.
Oh, and we find the cape. Alright, nothing pretty important. Bomb blocked here. Just more bombs and some rupees.
Yeah, finding those bombs, you'll probably see the JC and that go back into blind hut to check what that missing check was. Are we going to have all 4 runners in Blind's hut at the same time?
We had all 4 in the well at the same time. And supers. We won't be trolled by those, at least for now. Okay, and Jose is the first runner going out of CAC. Let's see where we go from here. Looks like he's planning to check Uncle. Or maybe he can go do the castle with bombs.
Not particularly fast play, but he's definitely confident enough that he could do it. He's definitely got the skills. Ozzy is, of course, one of our resident runners of our Super Metroid and Link to Past Weekly runners.
And Lion is opting to go farm bombs. The free bombs in CAC. Interesting play to save money early on. Okay, and Maniacal is going South Shore. Oh, and it looks like Jose is going into Castle. Now, one strategy here is to go through the dark rooms, but without a weapon it's really hard to navigate. But it can help you get the key for sure and go to the back after. I mean, go to the cells. Or you
It
can
does always
just...
depend if you find this key or not.
And he's opting to go to the cells straight away.
Yes, it was blue mail on the library.
Ooh, and we found a sword in the dam. Right outside the dam, I mean.
Be interesting because if we can find our lamp, that may push our runners towards Aghanim, even though we've already checked Lumberjack Cage.
Yeah, and we wouldn't only need the boots to get that spring ball then.
There's an
Oh,
early gravity
gravity.
bit inside the escape. That's a good find. We're about to find out what's in mini mode on Cave. Gloves and a bow. So those silvers will come in very useful.
Yeah, still no arrows though.
Yeah, but you can head over Eastern and sort of pick up your arrows there. I'd be curious to see how many of our runners are confident in their skills to navigate the back portion of Eastern without the lamp. I know the first sort of loop of dark rooms is easy, but the second one could be quite difficult depending on how the arm was.
With a sword, it's not really hard to navigate in dark rooms. Oh, and JC is opting not to go check Sasrala. Interesting. Is he planning to go check on his way back?
I would hope so. It's definitely strange to see someone miss out Shahashala. I mean, even just the knowledge, if you've not seen the green pendant by now, you can just talk to them and find out which dungeon is your green.
But it's 3 free items waiting right there. We have the mushroom, another sword, and missiles.
So early Master Sword playing, that's going to be very interesting. Meanwhile, Maniacal down the back of Escape, checking those two checks. And he's found a key, which means there is an item in Dark Cross.
Yep, so if JC went into Saraswala, he would have Master Sword by now. Also, it's funny to see that they found that bow, but still no arrow. Oh, and we see a fail on the Stalfall strat in Eastern.
Yep, Maniacal speaking to Shahashla, finding out that Turtle Rock is our green pendant.
So Turtle Rock is a pendant, but we still haven't found any rods. Weird. Oh, it's probably those two items at the bottom of Super Metroid. In Blue Brimstar.
Yeah, we're sort of lacking in progression, but we do still have a couple more checks to do in Link to the Past before anyone's likely to dive back into Super Metroid.
And we found a bottle. So Sick Kid is in logic now. The key difference here with our runners is that JC, Maniacal, and Liam all have the bow, but Jose doesn't. And that hardcore is not so far to the right when you enter the room. And there we go, JC got it. So about 14-15 minutes in, we will already have a crystal thanks to that early bow.
We do finally have Ozzy heading down towards Southern Hyrule, so hopefully he'll be picking up his bow shortly. Might be kicking himself that he went to Eastern before checking this.
And with Silvers, that boss is super easy.
Does Gravity Suit unlock anything without Morph Bomb? No. You need Morph Ball to pretty much go anywhere inside Super Metroid. Even if you were to sort of backdoor into Meridia, you'd still need the Morph Ball to get out of that room.
Well, with Speed Booster or Screw Attack, you can't go past the wall at the start of Super Metroid.
Yep, so we could get access to Terminator going through Screw Attack or Speed Booster. If we found our lamp, we could go and check the energy tank outside High Jump Cave, because we could go through the Death Mountain access into Upper Norfair, which I think would be quite interesting.
But I think it's more interesting to think that the lamp could unlock the Dark World, actually. Although without the hammer, it's not really a good play.
We're also
cannot go
missing out
that
on the
far.
Moon Pearl as well. But yeah, if we found a lamp earlier, Moon Pearl could actually be on the pyramid ledge.
So what's left in logic? That bottle was lamp locked, so it cannot be secured. We have
So
Akina's.
with the glove, we can go up and see King Zora. We can also check the potion shop on the way up because we got the mushroom from Trashula's closet.
Yeah, we
I
have
believe
Akina
we
and
always
Blue
checked Agina's
Brimstar.
too, yeah. And Blue's Blins. So yeah, we've got a couple of more checks to do. JC heading in towards the front of Escape. They'll be picking up their gravity suit shortly.
Oh, and I think also is setting up Julian at the grave with bombs.
He'll go check his
Oh,
3 items at the back of Escape first.
oh, you would never went there. Yeah, makes sense to check that first.
What's interesting about the Zora play is only Maniacal has the money for Zora. Liam is just a little bit short, but JC and well, Ozzy's just picked up his 300 rupees from the back of Escape, so he's now sorted.
Yeah, and he's going to do the sewers lampless. So we're about to find out what item was there.
Vote for ease that is actually an item that shows up over the darkness layer, because there's nothing more annoying than just picking up an item and being like, I don't know what I got.
Well, we know.
E-Tank.
Not a bad thing to find this early. And we have the first check on Sick Kid on Liam Atlas. Not in logic without the lamp. It's a piece of
It's
art.
just a little bit of love. Ooh, so yep, we're need to check Mushroom, need to check Zora, and then possibly have to go back into Blueprints.
And I think also was hesitating where he went. He's opting for the potion shop. There's still the Agina check that no one went to. And we technically have access to the mountain without the lamp, so not in logic. Oh, there's
our
more.
Morph Ball.
Alright, so getting rid of the mushroom was the play. And now we have reasons to go in Super Metroid.
Yep, so that will open up pretty much all of the Brinstar cycle. Hopefully we picked up more than a couple of power bombs. I think I've seen 2 packs, which should be enough to do with just a little bit of farming. But if you have 3 or more, you tend to be really sorted on that end.
Yeah, unless you know where to farm them. Oh,
Yeah,
space jump! Locked behind flippers. Or glitches if you know them.
Yep, so if we could do our walk on water glitch with the Moon Pearl, we could grab that. But unfortunately we need to find the Moon Pearl first.
And JC is opting to go check Blue Brim without Morph. Another E-Tank for 500. We're not saying no to that.
Oh, Z's choosing to do a quick restart, so he's going to be spawning at the ship on Super Metroid.
Yes, Kejetta, you can, but you need both the boots and the Montbell to do that. You need to set up a fake flipper like normally and a water walk with boots. And yeah, that Super Metroid sprite is insane. Alright, there was nothing done in Blue Brim, just another 300 pack. And nice can fly on Jose's side. Just a piece of art.
Maniaco's heading their way towards the potion shop, so they'll be getting their morph ball shortly.
And yet no one's checked Pegina. Could be another form of progression. Heck, even if it's a PP pack, it can still be useful. We've only seen one actually. I believe it was in Blindside Out.
Yeah, we saw one in Blind's Hut. I'm sure I've seen another one somewhere, but maybe I'm mistaken. I've seen this randomizer so much recently, I forget which items are which, and from which.
At least having SM bombs for Gauntlet is nice. But yeah, he's already out of power bombs now.
You'll be able to pick up 2 at the bottom of Gauntlet from the 2 little enemies on the wall.
Sadly, Gauntlet didn't have our progression.
Just bombs in the back of Terminators. Meanwhile, we have Liam doing a fake flipper into the hobo, so we'll get to see what's here. It is out of logic, however, but it could be curious. Nope, just a missile pack. And JC looks to be heading towards Agina's cave, so we'll get to knock that check out the park.
Sadly, with Fake Flipper, you cannot check the waterfall unless you have the Mumble. That's a required item to activate the water walk there.
Desert Ledge was just missile pack.
Oh, another male. And a lot of super missiles.
Yep, so likely they will not be picking up the blue mail on the library.
And there's a fairy. That can come in handy.
Yeah, so
You
that
can
fairy
actually-
actually puts Sick Kid in logic without the bottle from Eastern then, because you could have picked this one up first.
But one thing to note is with that fairy you can set up a revival on water. And that could allow you to get that space jump earlier as well.
You could also set up some weird Super Bunny shenanigans if you were tempted to dive the Dark World without Min Pearl.
And there's Bombos.
So that's 1 medallion down, 2 to go. Now we already know that Turtle Rock is our green pendant, so we may not even need a medallion for that, but we don't know about Meyer.
But it's the green pendant. It's definitely required. And yeah, thanks for reminding Dweb that Ballol is out of logic with Mogball. It's a normal seed.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Keep forgetting Mogbog's not required trick. Liam is also out of logic because he's made his way up Death Mountain.
I actually missed what the old man gave us.
I missed it too, but Captain MD in chat said it was high jump boots, which is going to be really useful for maneuvering around Superman.
There's another bottle!
Right, I believe that one is definitely in logic. I'm calling it now, that one must be in logic.
Anyway, it doesn't really matter, Sekit had nothing for us. A nice wave gate, by the way. For 20 rupees. Never mind.
Liam is now making their way to the mushroom shop, so they'll be getting their morph ball shortly.
And looks like JC is also going to the mountain. Oh wow, Spore Spawn had 1 rupee for us.
I wonder how much practice Ozzy's had with this sprite to be able to nail his tricks like.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that easy practicing a new sprite. Yeah, and I confirm the old man gives the eye jump.
Ozzy's found a second pack of power bombs, so very nice to have. Liam is checking bomb trees for us.
Yeah, that's still a trick we haven't seen.
It looks like it was just a shield on top of Spectacle Rock. I never got to see what was inside the cave, but it doesn't look important because JC's just walked
20
away from.
rupees.
Oh, was that it?
Oh yeah, lining up gaps like that must be hard on new sprites. There's our tempered sword. Inside Billy Mays.
I think this is starting to be a free seat here. This is getting too easy. Come on, make it more harder. Make it more difficult.
Well, all they have is swords, basically. Can't do much in Link to the Past for now.
Yeah, we're still missing some form of major progression. So Ozzy will look like he'll climb back out Brinstar into Criteria, probably check bomb trees on that on the way out, and maybe glitch over to Red Ship, or maybe just climb down Red Tower from the top to the bottom to get towards Upper North.
We'll see. And is JC attempting the Red Tower with bombs? Wait, it doesn't have morph yet. Don't think you can do it.
It does have high jump boots, so getting up Red Tower is going to be fine. So you can get that one check. It does seem kind of a waste of time, though. Well, I mean, it's a waste of time for us because obviously we know where Morph Ball is, but he doesn't.
Well, we're about to find out what's on top of Red Tower. And yes, they had the mushroom at the back of Sasrada, which led to the morph ball. Curious to see where JC goes next. Has he done everything already?
Did JC ever go back into Shahasha's closet and get the 3 items back?
Oh,
'Cause he-
that's because he skipped that. Right. Maybe he doesn't have that mushroom.
And it's worrying though as well, because that's also such an easy check. But also to like just think, oh, I've done that. So it's not something you'll probably go back and check anytime soon. Or is he
And
using
we...
the bomb jump to get across the moat? It was very impressive, especially on that sprite.
Well, it doesn't have high jumps yet. So it makes sense to use that glitch. Oh, there's a fire rod.
Now have a good old-fashioned light source.
Meanwhile, JC is opting to Julian. Check Zora, maybe.
Yeah, I think JC thinks Sora's the only check left on the cards. Yeah, JC is finally making the play towards Shahashla. Hopefully pick up his mushroom. Meanwhile, we have Ozzy taking on the Spider Ghost of Fantoon.
I can only expect him to fall behind after that.
Yeah, he's definitely going to look to feel bad about this one the second he hands in that mushroom.
And there we go. Morph Ball for JC. While Hosted defeats Phantom.
It looks like Maniaco's going to be joining him over in Wreck Ship.
Oh, and Maniacal is opting to bomb jump the moat. Not so bad with gravity.
Yeah, it's not so much it's not so much the fastest strat, but at least it's a lot more consistent than trying to get the bomb jump or trying to do the CWJ across the moat.
Well, until now, all we found towards Wreck Ship is that fire rod. There's nothing really of value here. Still, there's still quite a bunch to check. Just hoping that Reserve doesn't have anything good.
Yeah, so they will be able to see what it is, just not be able to pick it up, so it's useful to keep a mental note of it. Energy tank not holding up very much inside Wreck Ship, but still choosing to pick up these missiles, because we still haven't found any of the beam upgrades yet.
We also haven't seen the Moonball yet.
Yep, so Dark World is still out of logic for us. We still don't actually have access to our Dark World because we don't have our second glove or the hammer.
Or the lamp.
Yep, or our lamp for an Aghanim play.
A nice clip there by OC. That wasn't Spazzer on Sora's Lich, that was Space Jump.
Maniaco's now finished with Phantom. So he will be following in Ozzy's footsteps, picking up all those checks inside the Wreck Ship. It looked like bombs, but I didn't get a good look at it on the right side of the attic.
It was nothing important.
Yeah, Ozzy chose to leave it behind, so it couldn't have been that serious.
Alright, let's hope this item is nothing for them. Or if you want a troll location, that's where you want a good item.
Yeah, because it's not an easy place to get back to.
Kind of
That
beer
look
now.
like the blue. Yep, blue
We
cane.
we have the cape already, so it's fine.
I forget the blue cane faces one way and the red cane faces the other way. So it's like, it should be easy not to get mixed up. Or is it just choosing to pick up that full heart container? We haven't actually seen a lot of health inside the Link to the Past yet.
Nice switch there. Sadly, only 4 bombs.
That to me is a very strangely difficult technique to sort of switch to the power bomb mid jump and then switch out of it to just so you don't fall.
Alright, 2 more items in wrecked ship, and we're out of here.
Just need to go bowling first.
Yeah, and the only payout we got out of it yet is that fire rod.
And that wasn't even in wreck ship, that was outside.
Oh, powder!
Definitely choose to pick that up. You don't want to leave a fetch quest item lying around.
Yeah, we had to use that mushroom, so definitely getting it.
Ozzy will probably go towards Red Tower and climb all the way down this time to go towards Parade. And then hopefully we can find some of our important items down there. If not, we should find them in the upper north here.
Well, upper Norfer is not in logic yet. We have that high jump location, but that's about it. I think Crate is the area you have to go to. And maybe Spacer. Oh wait, we can actually go in Meridia. We have gravity.
And that's true, we can get some of Meridia's checks out of the way.
Heck, even high jump boots might... No, it's not in logic, that was the old man. Forgot you need the lamp for that.
Another pack of power bombs will be quite useful to have, especially if we don't find Ice Beam to deal with those Metroids later on.
Yeah, that's the 3rd pack, so now they can relax a bit. OC can. Not the others, not yet.
Yeah, so Botwin is not in logic just now. They do need to have the speed booster to be able to do that. Speaking of
Tools!
which,
Speed booster. Head spacer. We can now go get that blue cane.
Yes, that opens up a bit more of Meridian now for them, so early gravity suit, definitely pointing in towards Meridian.
And I'm a bit worried about JC. He has only 2 heat tanks.
Yeah, because I think there was 3 in Link to the Past for them to pick up, and then I think the other 2 are in Super Metroid somewhere.
Oh yeah, the Dark Cross had one. Alright, how are we gonna see DRC today?
Is Ozzy going to take Courage to the prom? I would hope not. Ozzy's too good for Courage.
And we have DRC content.
I think the commentator's curse strikes again. So it looks like Liam is not too far behind Ozzy, so he will be... We can check to see how he does with Courage.
Yeah, Liam is opting not to go in wrecked ship yet. He's gonna add that speed booster toward when going in wrecked ship, so that's gonna help.
Maniaco's going to be finishing up Red Tower and then probably go down and get his speed booster as well and then on towards Courage. So we're going to have 3 kills of Courage quite quick within each other.
Alright, we have that Norther play for Hulsey. I think he's gonna check the mountain, and go back up through Meridia. Maybe check Waterway on the way.
So Liam has also took Courage to the prom, so we have 2 proms today. Ozzy checking these other 2 checks on high jump boots that we've not seen yet. Just 5 rupees. Yep,
And
it has indeed.
Spacer!
The meme beam.
And that's our first beam upgrade.
Yep, at this stage you will take any beam combo you can find because you don't have any. Ozzy will take this opportunity to go through, do some death mountain checks, just to make sure he's not missing out on anything.
Oh, and he's not going to the old man yet. Or he might be thinking about doing it on the way down. Cannot miss on those high jump boots.
Yep, he's going that way now. Maniacal doing their fight with Kraid. Oh, that's 3 proms tonight.
Oh boy, what's happening? No one can do the crate skip. We just have to hope that JC can pull it off.
So Ozzy using his speed booster to get towards... Oh, there's a glove and Bubble Mountain. So that's our Titans mix.
That doesn't unlock anything right now, because we do not have the boots or Moonpearl. But it's definitely a required item.
Yep, so unless our Moonpearl was actually on the Pyramid Ledge, I don't see Aghanim being required to see. Unless, of course, our runners are insistent on having Spring Ball.
That's an icy thing to find during our runs. Oh, a mirror. We can do Hera. Yeah, out of logic without the Varia suit.
So Maniacal's down into Meridia, so hopefully he finds something a bit more helpful than doing a hell run. Maybe perhaps find the Various.
But it's a much more logical play going in Meridia than Norfair. There's our last shield. Right on the beach.
Maniacal making his way over to the watering hole. Meanwhile, JC has some Rage Phantom, so he's going to be taking a bit of damage here.
There's Varia!
Kind of, yep, very inside the watering hole.
We just skipped that book part. Meanwhile, JC defeats Phantoon. He's gonna find a bunch of nothing except powders. Ooh, grapple beam. I think that puts X-ray in logic. Well, it's not in logic without Varia, but we know where that is. With Spacers only, I'm not sure we can go mode SM.
Logically, we can't go mode SM because I believe the charge beam is required for Ridley on normal logic. But yeah, if you have enough missiles and super missiles, you could go mode Super Metroid. Well, the funny thing about charge is it can be practically anywhere except behind Ridley. It's sort of the ice rod of Super Metroid.
Except the ice rod cannot be in GT if Turtle Rock is required. Stuff like that.
Well, I don't think the charge can be in GTA either because it's classed as a Metroid required item. And I don't think you can have that
in
in GT at all.
Compromiser, nothing can be in GT anyway.
I know you can find like beam combos in there, which is why most people tend to do GT first before doing Turian, because you can get some slightly useful items. Aussie paying our friend the Croc a little bit of a visit. Gonna feed him some missiles.
Did I miss it, or Samaria was in Sand Pits?
I was too busy watching the Crocodile fight to see what was in Sandpits.
We saw a reset, but I think that was Samaria.
Yep, according to chat, Samaria was on the right-hand sandpit. So do a quick reset, check what's in the left one, and then worst case scenario, you have to run both. Nope, that didn't seem much of interest, so just do a quick reset and grab Samaria. Well, assuming he doesn't go and kill Botwin and Dragon first.
Yeah, it's not immediately required, but as long as you don't forget to grab it.
Yeah, Maniacal heading up towards the Botwin fight.
There's the book. That's our access to desert.
Maniacal making quick work of Botwin. Meanwhile, Liam is in the Fountain fight, so shouldn't be too long. Yeah, Desert Palace is a crystal.
Yeah, we still have no info on the Dark World dungeons. Except
Yeah,
that Turtle Rock is a green pendant.
yes, I believe we're still looking for another one of our red crystals to see what our 5/6 combo is, and where our other two pendants are, because we know all three pendants are in the Dark World. So we definitely know for certain that Moonpearl cannot be on the pedestal.
Meanwhile, Maniacal is already on Dragon. Oh boy. This is getting scary.
He'll be fine. Just needs to not get hit too much off these enemies, because these still pack a punch, even though he does have the gravity suit up. Maniacal currently taking down Dragon, having
He's
to
still
do
gonna go
the
check
old-fashioned.
ice.
Doing the Crystal Flash to regen some health. Oh my god, it's
Oh my
Clippy.
god. And there's the hammer behind Dragon.
And there's the Moon Paralyze.
That ice beam, nice.
Oh, that could have been anything but Clippy. No one likes Clippy, come on.
I'm pretty sure he did it on purpose. Just to show that sprite.
So hopefully Ozzy makes his play in towards Meridia and finds his various suit, and will also hopefully goes the full way through and finds his hammer as well. And that opens up quite a lot for us, because now we know where both Moonpearl and Hammer is, and our Titansmith, so we have full access to Dark World, including Dark Death Mountain. Although admittedly we'd have to do the long way, because you'd have to go up towards Terror Hair Mirror and go across the bridge, because we still don't have hookshot.
The pearl was at ice beam. And he's trying a short charge. Alright, let's not forget that Kane in St. Pits.
Yep, Maniac will be grabbing that on the way out of Meridia. Probably heading down towards Norfair now that he has the various suit. And we'll hopefully do all his checks up there and find the Moon Pearl at the Ice Beam. So this seed has suddenly decided to burst open for us a little bit in terms of where we can check. It's nice to see a different look, because usually it's been Ridley that's hiding the progression item, and this time it was Dragon's turn to hide it. Ozzy picking up their various suit.
Now knowing that everything you found is in logic. That book, that mirror, the myths and the pearl.
Yeah, he's got to be feeling good about that hell run, getting so much accomplished without the various suit. Now no longer has to go back and do it all.
Alright, I'm sure JC will be relieved to reach the ship with the amount of health he has left. Or, nope, he's going down
He
Red
needs to be
Tower.
careful.
Does he plan to set up a crystal flash as well? Wait, he doesn't have the power bombs for it.
It'll be interesting to see if Ozzy does check Shactil, because he does have the grappling beam, which he picked up from from
Oh yeah,
outside Wave Beam.
that was towards Wave.
JC
health.
playing a little bit risky here.
Yeah,
30 health still decides to jet damage boost.
he's gonna take a safety save.
Looks like Maniacal chosen to skip over Crocomire.
Alright, does our friend have something for us? And will he live this time?
That depends if he has anything decent on him. Maniacal seeing their Titans mitts, they'll be working their way down to pick that up.
Not even checking, going straight for it. Bombs!
Shactil not paying out today, I'm afraid.
And we do have a crystal flash on JC.
We now have Leon making their way through Meridia, so they'll soon be finding their Meridia. Their various set.
Yeah, we did have Varia hammer and boots. I actually missed where Maniacal found them. And there was some Aria as well.
Some boots were in the precious room, according to chat. The room just outside Dragon.
Yeah, looks like all the value was in Super Metroid in this scene. And let's say our pendants are Fire, Turtle Rock, and Swamp. We could be in go mode with the amount of items we have. think it would be a good thing to go check the Dark World map after Meridia and Norfair.
Yeah, because we've been racing for more than an hour and no one has been to the Dark World to check that map yet. So we still don't even know which items we really need to finish this.
Oh yeah, we have access to Meyer through Lower Norfair. I forgot about that.
We don't have our lamp, however, for the basement though. And that is a particularly tricky dark room.
I'm pretty sure they can do it. With enough
I
practice,
don't doubt
it's
their
not even
skill.
that hard. And we had the full ballroom, by the way. No one managed to skip trade.
So Thieves Town and Mire are other pendants.
And Swamp is the last red crystal, so we do need that hook shot.
So we need our hook shot, we need our flippers. And if that book happens to be our only access towards Desert Palace, that is going to be quite the time save Ozzy's got by doing Crocomire. Because I believe Maniacal chose to skip him and walk past.
Yeah, hookshot and flippers are the two items we need to find, but remember that those players have found stuff that the others have not, like that boots and hammer near Dragon that Hosi doesn't have yet.
So yeah, logically Lamp is required, but it doesn't. There's nothing to stop our runners from just running to the dark rooms, yeah. We do also need the lamp for the dark rooms in Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, and Maniacal just confirmed that he does need those two items because yeah, everything else.
JC getting a star charge on the bottom of the main street of Meridia. That's a very difficult one to do because I believe it's three stars you need to do to get that short charge off.
I do not really know. I'm more knowledgeable in Link to the Past than Super Metroid for tricks. And that was a very quick Mozilla.
So we go from having a very, very quick out of logic first crystal to our second crystal at an hour and 15 minutes. It's near enough an hour difference.
That was actually his first. He hasn't done his turn yet.
Yeah, Ozzy decided to peace out after finding the third item inside the vanilla big key chest.
Oh, we're gonna get a read. some kind of flying bombs.
I believe that's a missile.
I don't even know the hints about Super Metroid items, sadly. Well, our remaining Link to the Past items can still be there. We don't even need the hookshot and flippers for the pendants.
Oh, is he getting a nice bomb jump across there? Check the big chest out. Yeah, I don't find the book hiding behind Croc to be that much of a terrible out of the way location, because if we find some way to get into Mire, either through Lower Norfair, we can use, or through the flute, we can use the mirror and just mirror across, even if Mire's not required.
And do we dip Thieves Town knowing it's a pendant at this point? Jose doesn't have the hammer yet though.
You might dip in and check the first 4 checks, maybe, and then just peace out if you don't find anything interesting.
Wait, someone found the lamp?
I believe it was in Spiral Cave
Yep.
on Death Mountain.
I totally missed it.
Yeah, I was looking at Thieves Town, see what was on that chest.
Yep, that was the lamp. So you did have to get that mirror and hammer to get there. And there's the other rod. And Paradox Cave.
Yeah, so Ozzy's found 3 items on the front of Thieves Town, so I'm not gonna risk it any further to get the last item, especially with it only being a pendant.
Now the question is, do you go in Turtle Rock? If it's bombos required. The pearl was in Ice Beam. And Varia was in Meridia.
So Maniacal may take it out of into Turtle Rock since he's up here, but I'm not too sure. Probably best to maybe check that one cave inside Hookshot Cave and check Super Bunny Cave.
Oh, and we are starting to skip power bombs. By the way, Quake was required for Turtle Rock. Oh, and we have a smith chain going on here.
Yeah, so Ozzy's handing in the dwarf back to his friend so they can perhaps forge something of interest. Maniaco's diving in towards Hookshot Cave. And with Maniacal finding the flute, we do have access to desert through Mirror from Mire, so the book is not actually that much of a play.
Oh, and we are
Going
about to
through
find
Cockermire.
to see a flying link. Or not.
Maniacal doing an attempt at hovering. Ozzy taking the chest on a little bit of walkabout, clear up some of these overworld checks on the way there.
Yep, and JC is probably happy to see those boots. And he's not going to Dragon. Oh, he's gonna save.
Yeah, because JC's still only running with 3 energy tanks. Meanwhile, we're starting to get a nice little health pill inside Link to the Past now. And with the blue mail, chances are they're going to be trying to avoid some of those health pickups now. Save them some time.
Yep, and Liam is about to find his armor. Now he should be in good shape.
And we're getting a hide cave check, so chat, give us a rating 1 out of 10 depending on the items we find here.
A big 0 for me.
Yep, full on garbage. We have a word for that in Scotland, but I can't repeat that on stream. You know, family friendly. JC getting the charge suit. Oh, Shine Spark suit.
Yeah, we have a very blue Samus on his side. Quite low on health, but gets rewarded.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to have the energy to Shine Spark all the way back across. Just some supers on the Bombos tablet.
Yeah, and we still haven't seen what's on a third tablet.
We still don't have any decent beam combinations, so picking up all that ammo is definitely a good idea. Definitely can't go wrong with some super missiles. Ozzy looks like he's going to be putting that book to good use inside Desert. Meanwhile, Maniacal is activating his flute. He'll also be able to show us Desert shortly.
Yeah, let's hope for see that it's not boots locked. I don't think any runner checked plasma.
Yeah, it's one of those bizarre out of the way locations that it's like, you should probably check it. Just to rule it out, but you're probably safe to skip it.
I mean, at this point you checked everything else in Meridia. You have no reason to come back except for that one check. Meanwhile, we have a check on that, which only gives us 10 arrows. And desert is boots locked, sadly.
Rose out of a location for Ozzy to check, so hopefully start to force him towards Meridia, where he can pick up those boots and his hammer.
Alright, Meyer Shed. Supers, piece of art. And did it check already the medallion for Meyer?
I didn't see it when he went past. It may just have been a quick in and out just to sort of see what it was on his.
And there's charge. So now we
That's
are
the
in
nice one.
SMGO mode.
Half magic on the ether tablet, that's a nice find. It's not required, but definitely helpful. Especially in this seed actually, because we might not even have to do Turtle Rock.
I'm making a quick check on his tracker if he has one. It looks like Ether is required for Meyer. So we have 2 vanilla medallions.
So JC was giving us that plasma beam check, but I don't think he's going to reset out of the room.
Not even taking a break. What is this guy doing?
He has to put that half magic to use somewhere. We're now maniacal inside desert, so we'll be able to get the last checks done over there.
Oh,
Because
and I
Maniacal
like what
picked
I
up his
see on
bits.
Liam's side. I think he's gonna do the double water walking glitch to get that Zora Edge item. He did set it up with boots in the minimal dome cave. Then he's gonna go in waterfall. And when he jumps down the waterfall under King Zora, he's gonna get a second water walk. Oh, he's not even checking waterfall. Wait, he didn't even get the pearl.
No, I don't think Liam checked Norfair yet. So I didn't really see much of desert there, but I believe
Rip.
Juan Mullis has an eye on.
He had to avoid lasers and couldn't go down here.
JC doing a quick escape out the back of Meridia just to check the Dark World map. Liam getting a little bit roughed up from that dead rock.
And Silver Arrow strats on Land Molas. Very quick. For Quake!
That definitely makes it interesting, especially if Turtle Rock happens to have an item.
And of course Liam goes straight to the moon pearl right after he needed it. Alright, we have a lower no fair check here.
Nope, just some arrow capacity. We'll see what's in Golden Chorizo.
E-tank. And X-ray.
Maniacal deciding that's definitely not worth the time sink and just resetting out of there. Making quick use of the autosave that it happens when you transition between worlds.
And he has charge, so it doesn't really need anything anymore in SM.
Yeah, some extra beams for some extra damage output, but apart from that, not really much required on Super. Well, nothing else required on Super Metroid. So.
Oh, interesting. We're about to see that bomb jump fake flipper to get to the pod area. You have to move 2 pixels up from that ledge. And then jump right when the bomb starts exploding. I think OC is too low.
I'll be honest, I have not seen this strat before.
Yeah, you need to see some yellow under the shadow. That's why I think he's too close. Oh, it still works.
So
Oh, he's
is
going to
thankfully
Meridian.
going into the back of Meridian. This will be good because he'll be able to pick up his boots and pick up his hammer. He may be kicking himself a little bit for leaving this check till just now. And Liam picking up his space jump.
Yeah, with Moonpearl, it's much easier to set that up.
And JC will now be picking up his Moon Pearl. Maniacal doing some farming to get some super missiles. Want to have as many as you can essentially for going into Ridley. You only need a minimum of 30, but now he has getting a buffer to use the super missiles against like the metal pirates and the side hoppers on the way down.
Oh, he bonked.
Just a little bit too low. And we have Ozzy starting his fight with Dragon, so we'll be picking up his hammer shortly.
Alright, does Mickey have something for us?
Last week, Mickey was holding one of our two gloves.
Well, it cannot be gloves this time. The bug net!
Yeah, safety item, but may choose to pick it up just in case. Yep, last week we had the first glove upgrade on Mickey and the second glove upgrade on Ridley. So we went from having no gloves to having both gloves in like 10 minutes. And I believe they were also required for Go mode at that point. So JC's taking care of Croc, so he'll be heading down to those checks. He'll be able to pick up his book. And we have Maniacal working his way towards Ridley. And Ozzy is making his escape out of Meridia after getting his boots and getting his hammer from Dragon. Choosing not to check Plasma, but we already know from JC's side that it's not important.
And yeah, I think he's going to set up another flag flipper. This time much easier, you just do it the same way you do as in the light world. Oh, he's going to catfish first. But not all of Palace of Darkness is in logic, so it makes sense to go there now. Well, not for him, it hasn't found the lamp. But we know it was in Paradox Cave, in Spiral Cave. The ice rod was in Paradox.
Yeah, unfortunately Ozzy did not have his hammer while he was up on Tower Hera to get access to the eastern side. Catfish not holding anything of importance. Some money. Meanwhile, Maniacal's finished off Ridley, so he's now done with the Golden Four.
Yep, he can go beat Mother Brain whenever he wants. And he's already up 3 crystals. I think he can get 3 more. Ice Palace, Skullwoods and Pod. So we only need those flippers and mirror. I mean flippers and hookshot to go in the swamp.
Pyramid Ledge was not anything of importance, just a reserve tank. Yeah, so it looks like Ozzy's heading that way over towards Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, I feel some runners. I think also feels there's nothing left in Super Metroid with all the progression we found already.
Yeah, I think Maniacal's just got a couple of checks to do on the escape out of Lord Norfair, and then we've got like one-off checks out in the way, like the waterway, for example, because we didn't have speed boosters when we went through Brinstar.
There's also X-ray. We can route both at the same time.
Yeah, I find it strange that no one checked X-ray, because we did have bombs at this point. I believe infinite bomb jumps and logic for that. I could be mistaken though. Just some supers at the back of the maze. Maniacal may choose to pick that up, but he does have 110 missiles and 60 supers, so he should be okay. Yeah, just choosing
I
to
think this
ignore
is the
them.
last check we have in Lower
Yes.
Norfair.
So we have these missiles just below the wave beam.
Just bombs, so there was nothing in Lower Norfair.
So as Maniacal escapes from Norfair and likely heads back towards Link to the Pass, we have Ozzy inside the Palace of Darkness getting a few checks on there for us. Although it looks like it's just keys at the front of Palace of Darkness. So all the aims are likely in the back.
It's good I didn't have to focus too much on the screen. Yeah, not having a wave at this point is annoying a bit.
Yeah, that beam gate was just that was being resistant. That's what that was being.
Oh, has Maniacal done Croc already?
No, Maniacal skipped truck on the way out, on the way across.
Yeah, so it still doesn't have that book. Oh, there's the hook shot. And but
Ozzy
now
making
we
his way into the dark maze.
only need flippers for no mode. Oh, interesting. Liam is opting to go to Golden Chorizo.
Yeah, it was available to him because he did do the glitches to get his
And
space
there's
jump
the
on
flippers and
Zora.
the big chest and but I think that bot's also in go mode. Doesn't have charge, but you can probably do it anyway with the amount of ammo he has. Five hearts. Can he do the rest of bot with that many? Oh wait, he has those. Nope.
I believe he also has a fairy in a bottle, which he picked up from
And
Brinstar.
it doesn't need that flute, it doesn't even need to go to Meyer.
So Liam unfortunately getting a little bit beaten up by Golden Chorizo. If you want to get them to stop using those crescent beams, you have to reduce your missile count to, I believe it's under 32. Ozzy will be able to make quick work of these dark rooms, especially because he has fire rod. Because in this next room, you could just light one of the torches with the fire rod. Makes it so much easier.
Yeah, thank God we found that early on before wrecked ship.
Now, looks like JC's setting up the gravity jump to try and get through the lava dive room. Liam brings down Golden Trezo with 18 energy left and summon reserves. Silver Arrow's making very quick work of King Helmasaur.
Yeah, that
Nicholas to
could
be
be
finished.
the only troll left. Imagine all the remaining beams in GT. Oh, and NEM found his charge. That should help him out.
Maniacal looks like he's making the play over to watch Pod.
Oh, so we might have a race. He won't have his go mode as quickly, but he has more done already. The one thing I love about finding flippers as go mode is that you can do the 2 quick dungeons, swamp and ice.
Yeah, being able to go mode the Swamp Palace and not have to do that left side saves a lot of time.
And same with ice. You can just bomb jump and go straight to the boss.
Yeah, so we didn't have to touch any pendant dungeons at all this seed. That's quite a rarity.
But it usually happens when you have at least 2 dungeons locked by myths. The fastest seed I've ever seen always have a couple dungeons locked by myths that you don't need to go in. And there's JC's charge beam. Oh Oh, that's always a good one. Screw attack late in the sea. Alright, we're about a minute from go mode on Maniacal side. There's his hook shot.
Yep, just has to make his way over towards the big key. The big chest, sorry, and he'll be able to pick up his flippers.
Yeah, and we see Ose is in go mode, he's skipping everything in Swamp. Definitely. Actually, he doesn't even need his lamp anymore. His remaining dungeons are all lighten up. Oh,
Liam needing to be careful in that room.
yeah, I think he's setting up a crystal.
Oh, that
Nope.
golden pirate jumped on him. Thankfully, it does get the auto save on the way in and out of Link to the Past because he did dive into Desert Palace and checked out Mire as well. But getting back there is not going to be very quick.
Unless he goes in Paradox Cave and finds that flute.
Oh, that last puff on Argus just been a little bit hesitant at coming out.
Yeah, gotta have to wait the animation. Oh, and an extra heat tank. Always welcome.
So Maniacal just heading into the Helmsar fight, and Ozzy heading over towards Ice Palace.
Yeah, the one thing that Hussey doesn't have is the flute, and that doesn't help him. He has to take the long way to go to Ridley.
Liam now returning to Lorne Norfair, and we got Maniacal heading towards Skullwoods.
Yeah, the lamp is in Spiral Cave and Ice Rod in Paradox Cave. That's the two items that Maniacal has. There's also the flute in Hookshot Cave. The first chest that wasn't Hookshot locked.
Yeah, I think Float was in Super Bunny Cave.
Oh, maybe I missed it. I know you found it at around the same
They're right
time.
next to each other, yeah. They're right next to each other. They're the
Ooh,
same
Master
place.
Wall. Wall mastered.
Yeah, Maniacal unfortunately getting grabbed. We have Ozzy starting his fight with Cold Stare. Fire Rod and a half magic makes very quick work of this fight.
That was very quick.
Yeah, he actually got the last two puffs there with the same shot off the Fire Rod. Meanwhile, Jay-Z finishing off Troll Arm, getting his crystal from Tower of Terror. And Maniacal finishing off Mothula and obtaining their 5th crystal.
Yeah,
It just leaves Swamp and Ice Palace for him.
Yeah, so OC is gonna route Desert while going to Ridley.
Yeah, as Ozzy doesn't have the flute, so there's no easy way for him to get in and out of Mire.
Meanwhile, Maniacal only has to do Swamp and Ice. This is going to be a very close race between those two.
Ozzy almost gets the Shade Spark strats through the Hell Dive. Just ever so slightly to the left and clips the block on the way up.
Oh, and he's taking out Gravity.
Yeah, just a quick gravity jump.
Big jump. No time to go grab Space Jump on Sarah's ledge. Alright, and GC should have both rods now.
And Liam is just finishing up Ridley, just waiting to be grabbed. Oh, is he just making his way quickly through Desert Palace?
Yeah, meanwhile, Liam is going back up from Ridley.
Jay-Z checking out Dark Death Mountain, see that Turtle Rock is just a quick medallion.
Sees Ether on the floating island. He grabbed the pot.
Jay-Z choosing to go get his medallion from the floating island.
For all he knows, he could still have to go in Mire. But we know he doesn't. And there's Swamp for Maniacal. Oh, and Jesse's gonna set up the tower as well.
And he gets it for a shovel.
Yeah, you gotta line that one up. Oh, he's going back. Alright, we are down one bus on each side. Ossie has to do Ridley and Maniacal Ice Palace.
And Liam needs to be careful on his way out of Lower Northshire because those key hunters still hit like a ton of bricks.
Whew, that was really close.
Yep, with both Varia and Gravity, those key hunters still do 50 damage, so he was one hit from death. Ozzy just choosing not to miss any time on the worst room in the game and just jump straight past all those pirates.
Yeah, it just needs to go straight to Ridley. And not waste any ammos. Nice bomb jump on Maniacal's side.
Liam is getting their half magic from the ether tablet. Now looks like JC's taking a dive into Skull Woods.
Yeah, he's gonna full clear it, sadly. Still no go mode.
Yep, so we've Ozzy taking on Ridley and Maniacal taking on Cold Stare.
Two boss at the same time. Oh, lucky of us. Actually, just has to save. As it only needs to reach a save, right?
He either needs to get out of Lord Norfair the normal way, or he can go back to the Golden Chorizo transition point and then reset to get back to the ship that way.
Yeah.
Or since he'll be in Link to the Past at that point, just go up towards GT.
Yeah, so the escape, I think, is the fastest route.
Maniacal choosing to pick up a couple of potions just to be safe. Especially because you don't have half magic at this point.
Yeah, but it does have a powder.
Personally, I do like the going back to GT bit, but I don't think he has the sort of the health to sustain going through the amphitheater through all the lava. Oh, looks like he's heading that way anyway.
Oh, and yeah, the we have 22 checks to do in Ganon's Tower to find that big key. Do we have the GT big key game in combo?
I don't think we do, no. But if people in chat want to get their numbers in.
Yeah, we can still play it.
So number play, what number are you going to pick?
I'm gonna
17.
pick 17. I usually
see
pick
it as
a
you write
random
it, yeah.
number.
Yeah,
What
I'm
about
going to
you?
go with 5 this time around, I think.
You think this is a fast GT? Oh my god, that health is low!
He should be okay from this point onwards, though. Just don't get hit with the beams. And he gets the green grate in first shot. Liam making their way through Spiral Cave will be able to pick up their lamp shortly.
And that's 2 checks. No keys, so he has to go left. There's a peep back on the torch.
So Ozzy close on the heels of Maniacal, just climbing up Death Mountain to get towards Ganon's tower.
Oh, and that was 4! So you were the closest one. Indeed, that was a very quick GT. Still have to check for a key.
Yeah, there were so many keys in that one room.
And who's is getting his win to Gallant's tower now. Meanwhile, Liam seems to go in to think that Turtle Rock is the play. He has full access to it, sadly.
It's not a particularly bad play with the information he has at the time, and with the equipment setup he has. We just unfortunately know it to be the wrong play. We'll, however, dive into Super Bunny Cave and Hookshot Cave first. We'll be able to pick up his flute.
Meanwhile, JC is going straight in there. Has he not gotten this kind of Samaria from Sandpits?
I'm not sure, to be honest. We'll need to check when he opens his menu. No, he doesn't appear to have his cane.
Well, thankfully, he doesn't need it. The Bicky was on left side GT. And this is one big reason why it doesn't go in Turtle Rock. He simply cannot. Which is actually good for him. Because now he gets to find his go mode.
Yeah, because Turtle Rock is quite a time sink, and especially in this case where we know there's nothing really of any importance in it. Yep, Liam also deciding to hover those checks in the Hookshot Cave. Maniacal avoiding the trap of despawning Gan's Tower as Ozzy has started off the gauntlet.
Well,
So
as long as you
heals.
don't slow down when doing the torches, you should be fine going straight to the staircase.
Yeah, it's one of these glitches I've heard about, but I've never ever seen it. Liam also choosing to pick up their ether from the floating island.
Yep, and he chose to not go into Turtle Rock.
Yeah, make it through Spike Cave. He has got half magic, so this will not be a problem for him. Maniacal finishes up with Troll Arm 2.
Chose to open the last chest.
He has to validate his run somehow. Unfortunately, only an arrow capacity upgrade.
Oh, almost got a triple there. That's 1, 2, 1. One, 2, 1, 1, 1. Oh wow, Liam never went to Hype Cave.
Is Ozzy attempting to bomb strats on Mold Arm 2?
I saw him practice earlier. And I think JC just got his go mode as well. It does have charge, so that's gonna help him. Alright, let's see if Maniacal gets the torch glitch. Please equip the lamp. Oh wait, he's gonna try to get one shot in first.
He does have blue goo, so it's not so much of an issue if he's missed it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not like he has anything else to do in the game after. So that's his first G. Just has to finish another game now.
So as Maniacal finishes up, we have Ozzy just as Ganon breaks the pyramid open. He'll be jumping down to join that. And we have Jay-Z and Liam both in Palace of Darkness. JC looks to be just about to finish it up, and Liam is currently investigating, so he'll be able to find his hookshot and his flippers as well. Do a quick little recharge at the ship, get all your super missiles back.
I didn't notice that we had the quick cannon. But cannon going in the corner like that, it's a free fight.
Yeah, he doesn't even need to do the safety strats of using the cape, which is kind of handy when you've got half magic.
Alright, so no ice beam to kill the Metroids. We're
Yep, so
gonna
it's
have
gonna
to
be-
use power bombs.
Yep, bit of a slow slog to get through this with the power bombs, because it takes 5 hits off a power bomb, so essentially 2.5 per Metroid. But assuming you can stack all the Metroids up, which is very easy to do since we don't have screw attack this time around.
Yeah, but you do have to watch out for your health.
And Ozzy has finished up his Ganon fight, so get a single G in chat for Ozzy.
Thankfully, in this last room you can get a power bomb in before the event hits you. And with that, Liam Atlas is in go mode, so all our feature runners should be in go mode now. They both have it. It was right before wrecked ship. No baby skip, by the way, on Maniacal. It's really hard to pull off.
No, Maniacal doesn't have the high jump bit, so it's very. I don't even think it's pointless. There's an actual point to doing it. I believe like the amount of time you waste trying to do the skip without high jump bits is just you would waste more time. Also, without wave and plasma to get down the net, the webbing at the end, it's particularly difficult.
It's a really hard trick to pull off. Either way. I think I've only seen happen twice. It's not everyone that can pull it off.
Maniacal using his plethora of missiles to just break down the Zebatites instead of trying to do a skip with.
Meanwhile, our other runners are finishing up dungeons. JC just finished Dice, Liam is about to finish Palace of Darkness.
Yep, so JC is just missing one crystal now, which is Swamp Palace. And Liam is just missing a couple of crystals, but he has killed all 4 bosses inside Super Metroid. Whereas JC still has to go in and kill
I
off
think I
Ridley.
saw him beat Hera, not sure. No stand up for Maniacal. Didn't even attempt it, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I think with just charge Spacer, I don't think you're going to be doing that much damage to be worth skipping it.
Does have only charge and spacer, yeah.
So we have Ozzy just starting his Mother Brain fight, as Maniacal has
about
the
to fin-
baby sacrifice himself.
It just also needs to put his pointer off the screen. Cannot see his sprite. And yeah, Elsie doesn't have charge. He's the only one that never went to checkerboard. Yeah, I think he has plenty of ammos.
Yeah, he should be okay. I don't imagine he'll be missing that much. Yeah, there's the Rainbow Beam charging up. As the
Maniacal is on
escape
the
has
come down.
started. JC currently working through the worst game in the game. Thankfully not too bad if you have high jump boots. You just sort of wall jump off that side where you've got the crack. It can be a little bit finicky to get around that little ledge, but gets around there eventually.
And we get a nice shine spark here. Always satisfying when you have speed booster at the end. And with that, Maniacal is our first runner to finish the seed with an official time of 2 hours, 27 minutes and 47 seconds. GG, Maniacal.
Yep, get your GGs in chat for Maniacal. Meanwhile, Aussie is powering up, ready to blast a hyper beam into Mother Brain.
Well, and GC is opting to go get the PB of Shame.
Yeah, he may possibly be looking for a beam upgrade.
Or Samaria. He still doesn't know that he's not required to have it in GT. Yeah, Samaria was in the right sand pit and he skipped it.
I believe JC did check Dark World when he was in Meridia though. Quite near when he was in that zone, so he probably saw he didn't need Canis Mario at that point.
With that, Hosi 101 is the second runner to finish with a time of 2 hours, 30 minutes and 10 seconds. GG!
Yep, get your GGs in chat for Aussie, our second place runner. I believe I have Maniacal joined with us for an interview. GG Maniacal.
Thank you, Thoris. GG. GG to Aussie as well and everyone else.
Yeah, Aussie was close on your tail for quite a lot at the end of that.
Yeah, and my execution at the end really didn't help things. I executed really, really badly once I realized I was going to PB and was kind of, I don't know, pretty upset about myself for how long I put off pod. This should have been like a world record seed.
I believe we also have Aussie with us, so GG Aussie.
GG. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Very fast seed.
Yeah, I mean, 104, I was like, am I in go mode? Because if Swamp's a pendant, I'm in go mode at 104. And instead I hit it like 150 something.
Yeah, you actually both did Meridia and Norfair around the same time, and we figure you might have been in go mode after that because no one did the map check in Dark Mode yet at that point.
Yeah, as soon as I finished, as soon as I had, go mode potentially, I made sure to go and do Hera. Like basically right from Mirror, I went up to Hera and immediately checked my map to see am I in go mode, and what's the texture of my Dark World look like. And I was pretty heartbroken to see Thieves be the pendant and not Swamp. I was like, shucks, this would have been so free, right? But then when it got to like 2-1x and Aussie and everyone else hadn't finished yet, I started to get really worried. Like there was nothing that could have happened, but I was like, what was it that misled people? Were you also late to pod, Aussie?
So I agree that 2-1x was very possible on this scene. But I missed Boots and Hammer. I dipped out of Meridia after Varia and Kane.
Oh wow, okay.
So
Yeah,
I did some funny sequence breaks to get back into Meridia. And then I saw the Boots and Hammer and I felt way behind. But then I went right to pod.
And
Yeah.
you also missed a couple of useful items like the lamp, the flute, and charge, which Maniacal did find.
Yeah, I don't think I ever actually used the charge beam, but having it was a nice consolation prize. I probably shouldn't have gone for the missile refill there, but it was kind of reasonable.
Charge would have helped me at the end. I was committed to getting the speed skip.
Yeah, the lamp and flute were both on right side of the mountain, and the charge beam was in the checkerboard.
Yeah.
From my position, I was hoping that Maniacal would like full clear mountain and Dark World. That would be enough to catch me up.
Yeah, I did full clear mountain, except I didn't have Book of Medora at that point, so I didn't do tablet. I didn't have Hookshot, so I didn't do back of Hookshot Cave. I didn't grab my Aether Medallion, and I didn't go into Turtle Rock because I didn't have Quake yet. I actually was really, really tempted to gamble Turtle Rock just because of the way the seed was falling. And it was a green pendant, and I was like, okay, maybe that's the gamble I want to run. Instead, I didn't, but I ended up going back through Super Metroid, going for Climb Supers, and going to Croc Slayer, which were all kind of extraneous. And so, it was very possible to waste a lot less time than I did, but that's how these go.
Yeah, so I did a Kern jump to get back to the Meridia portal. And at that point, I had a choice between going to pod without Hammer, back in Meridia, or doing all the speed booster checks. And I happened to be the right one.
Yeah, neither of those is that attractive of an option. But yeah, I had my Hammer, so like basically everything was open to me because I got Hammer, I got Mitts, I got Mirror. I just was missing maybe Hookshot plus Flippers, and when they both showed up in pod, I just thought, oh no, this is throwing world record, right?
Well,
but
Aussie was the first one to find go mode there, but he still had to do Ridley without the flute, so that gave you an edge.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to kind of watch this one back. It sounds like we did substantially different things. I was actually, when I got to GT, and right side was red rupee in I guess Hope Room is what it's called, the two chests on the right that you can check, and I couldn't go full right. I thought that my chance in the race was that Aussie had missed Kena Samaria and Sandpit, and that it was right side, and so if Big Key wasn't in Stalfos Room, I was going to mirror out and go right side.
Well, for the featured runners, JC did skip the King of Samaria in Sandpits, but we know that it's never required in that scene.
Yeah, there was a lot, like, when I did Bryn Loop and all I got was Bombos and Bombos wasn't required, I felt pretty bad about that, but, like, you could have skipped all of Bryn Loop, you could have skipped, like, Croc area, there's a lot of stuff that you just didn't need to touch in this seed. This one was really possible to get a much nicer time than either Aussie or I put up, so I was fairly lucky to come away with a win on this one.
Maniacal, you said earlier about that being potentially throwing away a PB. So is that actually a PB for you, or is it pretty close to it?
This was if by SRL time, if I take SRL time against my live split time, this was a 9-second PB. So would have been a PB. Maybe I have a slightly better time on SRL and like had trouble getting to my live split for whatever reason on my actual PB, because it's showing PBs for other people, but it didn't show one for me. So, but by my splits, I had like a 20 or 227.56 was what I had my PB at, but it might have been like a lower 4x, so it might not have actually been a PB, but it was very close.
By the way, we have a third finish, Bethesda 34, that finished with a time of 2 hours, 37 minutes and 33 seconds. A PB of 31 minutes for him. So GG.
Yeah, GG to Pizza. That is a heck of a time and a heck of a PB improvement if that's an actual PB. Any time you crack sub 3 feels good, and like I've only seen sub 245 a handful of times, and like sub 230 this is my second probably. I don't think I have anything else that's sub 230 other than this and one other race.
There's been a good week for sub 230s.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. You said you had a few that were like really, really nice seeds. It seems like the PRNG is in a good place right now.
Yeah, as long as you don't dip the pendant dungeons, you're good to have a fast seed. None of them were required this seed. That's always nice.
Yeah. I didn't touch any of them. I was lucky to stay out of Thieves Town and away from that whole swath of Dark World Overworld. I never did Pyramid, Catfish, Hype Cave, and any of that stuff. I was fortunate to stay away. I did pretty much clean up my Light World Overworld, with the exception of mirror and book stuff in Zora's Domain, though.
Yeah, I think Ozzy checked the front of Thieves Town, and 3 of the 4 items were in the front of Thieves Town, and Ozzy just went, nah, I'm out, and just bugged out.
Seems fair. Did anyone find a non-spacer, non-charge beam? Like, was Ice Wave or Plasma anywhere?
Nope. All you
Nope,
guys
we
found
never
were
found them.
Charge and Spacer. You don't know where the other beams are.
Fair enough. And I was... The only other thing I wanted to comment on was how sad I was when I finally went and checked Lumberjacks and saw my Spring Ball there. It was a sad moment, so lots of respect to Spring Ball for nobody getting it this seed. Peepo SB.
I can say that I was a bit sad when I saw that King of Birna at the Wreckship Reserve.
Oh yeah, but we already had Cape at that point, so
Yeah,
it was like...
that's what I said. Everyone
was...
has Cape, so there's no point getting it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a laggier, slower Magic Drain Cape, but I mean, it has other functional differences, of course. But at that point, I was just like, that kind of sucks, but it's not the worst. But yeah, this one was pretty straightforward. I felt good about when I turned the mushroom in, but I still was pretty close to a Light World full clear by that point. So it really wasn't actually that good. But things just showed up all over the place in Super Metroid.
Yeah, the main difference between you two, Maniacal, you did Lower Norfair and the Mountain, while OC did Dark World. And I think that's the gist of it.
Yeah, that would be probably what would swing this one, but it'll be fun to watch back either way. I know Aussie has better execution, screen to screen than me in both games, so I do need to get a little lucky to win these.
I also liked how this felt a lot like a SM 80% run. I did the bomb jump over to wreck ship early with gravity. So
yeah,
then,
I missed my CWJ, so I just bomb jumped from the far side of the moat. I went for the through door setup and just missed frame 1.
And then later on in Lower Norfair, I had the high jump and speed, so that was all the same. And Spazen.
Yeah, I guess it felt more like New Route at that point, but it did have a pretty generous SM loadout. Like there were a good number of E-tanks. You know, the beams were kind of crappy, but it was good ammo. And similarly with A Link to the Past, like there was an early mail upgrade and lots of swords, so it was a pretty cozy run, which was kind of nice.
You two were the first 2 featured runners to get that morph ball in Potion Shop as well, so that gave you two an edge.
Yeah, that was one of the things that, you know, how quickly you do all your Sphere 1 stuff.
I think JC was on his last check, literally.
Oof.
Yeah, JC for some reason walked right past Shahashila and just didn't even go in, and it's like that cost him pretty much at the start of the race. He ended up doing like climbing Red Terror and things because he found high jump bits before he got Morph Ball.
Oh wow, yeah, that is quite a route then. I guess he had to have broken up to Death Mountain through behind Lamp, or was Lamp available?
No, Lamp was in Spiral Cave.
Okay, so yeah, you couldn't have gotten up there early unless your sequence broke.
Yeah, his sequence broke the mountain.
Yeah, so at that point you kind of have to chase in front of it unless you assume that the lamp is what's going to show up, and you just say, screw the lamp. But yeah, this was fun. GG Aussie, thank you Thoris and Number Play and for the commentary, I suppose, and I think Yoko or Sukune0078 was tracking, or Death by Snoo Snoo. I don't know. It seems like there's quite a few people.
Both are tracking. We had Fear earlier doing the first half of the race, but that came back and did the second half.
Yeah, we also had Miss Metroid helping out a bit as well at the start.
Yeah, well, thank you to all of y'all for getting this one off the ground and for crewing the race. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the restream. And
sorry to cut you off, but I would like G in chat for Liam Atlas that just finished Ganon, so he's going to Mother Brain now.
All right, well, thank you for having me in. Take it easy.
Yeah, you take care as well, Maniacal.
And I think JC is also about to enter Ganon's tower. He's done everything now.
Yep, just using the Dark Wire Portal on top of Turtle Rock because it's the easier one to get to. Ozzy, are you still with us?
Yeah.
I have to ask, right, what is the sprite for the space jump / screw attack on the mouse pointer? Because that mouse pointer sprite caught me off guard at the start. And then when you did the Crystal Flash inside the Ice Beam Room to show us Clippy,
yeah, Clippy's good.
It's quite remarkable.
I think Space Jump is just the hourglass, but it spins extra fast.
By the way, I just saw Maniacal check his PB in the Speedruns live chat. He was behind by 10 seconds only.
Yeah, when I saw Maniacal done, I was a little worried that my my attempts at the Moldorm bounce cost me. It beat me by a little more than that. That time I lost on that.
And you two had such different routes that it was really hard to tell who's gonna enter GT first. Alright, last Metroid rooms for Liam.
JC has just found their bikini and is now making our way up through Ganon's tower.
I also realized both the lamp and flute was on the mountain, so your logical access to there was through a Super Metroid.
So that's kind of something I look at every time we get morph before lamp and flute, or glove. Like I treat morph as a way to get to the mountain, and so I like checking the spectacle rock cave item and see if that has progression.
It's like
Yeah.
finding myths in Mire, something that can only happen in Compromiser.
Yeah, it just goes to show the flexibility of these 4 transition points that allow into the routing of these games.
Yeah, then adding glitches on top of that.
And Liam just reached Mother Brain. Oh, and we have a 4th finish, Sinan Maki, that finished with a time of 2 hours, 49 minutes and 54 seconds. GG! Using charge and spacer. Oh, out of ammo, I just realized.
Yeah, thankfully it wasn't too far off.
And while JC is at Moldorm 2, so he's about to rush his last boss. Not even checking the validation chest. What are you doing?
Nope, he wants the seed finished. He wants to get to the end.
Yeah, I think he sees the dot done and wants to take part in the party.
That was looking nice triple we got though. The first of Wagon. And then a double, just barely missing that third hit on that second wave.
And that's a mother brain down for Liam. Just has to do the escape now. Yeah, you gotta shoot the door to open it. Meanwhile, Jace is finishing up Ganon. Oh, gets the torch glitch. Not bad. G in chat for JC finishing up Link to the Past. And GG, Liam Atlas, finishing up the seed in 2 hours, 54 minutes and 16 seconds. A PB of 17 minutes for him, his first sub 3.
Yes, GG indeed for Liam.
And right behind him, Zen Trigger finished in 6th with a time of 2 hours, 55 minutes flat. Another PB of 30 minutes for him. We seem to get a lot of good PBs on this seed.
I could have did with a seed like this. I'm still trying to get a sub 3 hour PB. And JC just doing a quick refill at the ship before heading down towards Mother Brain.
Yeah, last runner in. Going to Mother Brain. Gotta make sure to get those Metroids in one pack.
Yep, playing a game of Metroid Roundup.
So gotta watch out on that health.
It's quite helpful that your health doesn't drain while the power bomb's going off.
Oh, I think he wants to farm here.
Yeah,
if
choosing
get-
to play some safer strat, sorry, so he doesn't take as much damage.
And if he leaves this room with under 99, he's gonna save a lot of time on the baby. Oh, I think he was trying to get hit before leaving. By
Yeah,
the
he
way,
did.
we
He
have
just did a nice damage booster to that room.
By the way, we have a 7th finish, Iresisoteis, that finished with 2 hours, 58 minutes and 19 seconds. A PB of only 3 minutes. Still a first sub 3. GG.
That was a very quick baby drain. And importantly, facing right to save those 30 odd frames.
With that, there is only Mother Brain left. Sadly, it doesn't look like Liam Atlas is gonna join us. We may still have JC after his race is over.
Yeah, JC doing just a quick safety save there because his ammo count may be a bit low. It was very similar to Liam's when he went in, and Liam had to resort to using Charge Beam. So, worst case scenario, he can blast away all the Zebatites and then go back up and refill his missiles.
I think he's trying to get a short charge.
Again, this is another one of these extremely difficult short charges because it's like you pretty much have to get all 4 of the stars, and you've got that doors transition as well in the middle of it.
But he did get it eventually. It puts him in a much better position for the fight against Mother Brain. Has a lot more ammos. And we have Ancient Gamer finishing up in 8th with a time of 3 hours, 1 minute and 44 seconds. GG. I still had way too many ammos. With that, we're almost done with this race. Getting the
Yeah.
hyper beam.
Just a couple extra minutes to do the escape, and that'll be us.
Just an easy escape. Speed booster is always nice for that.
Importantly, remembering to jump through that doorway. Saves you that bit of a fall when you come through.
Ooh, did miss that one.
So well, JC saved the enemies.
Looks like it. He just opened the door. Oh, he wants a shine. And he goes up, of course. He missed his way out. Gotta stop bonking there, JC. Oh my
It's
god.
not how you escape the planet. You need your ship.
And GG, finishing with a time of 3 hours, 6 minutes and 39 seconds. 9th place.
Yep, GG to Jay-Z. So guys, give our runners a follow. It's not very easy to come out here onto the restream and have a bunch of people commentating and watching you do these kind of things. So show them some love, give them some follows. I believe I had JC with us. GG, JC.
Hi.
And we are joined by JC. GG.
So, confession, this is the first time I've actually played the combo randomizer.
Oh wow, nice.
I mean,
3 hours 6 minutes for first time is actually not bad.
I've done a lot of Link to the Past and I've done a lot of Super Metroid in the past, and that definitely helps a lot. But I have no idea what the Morph Ball logic was.
Getting the mushroom at Sasrala and then trading it in for the morph ball.
I wasn't sure how deep into his seed Morph Ball could have been placed. Kinda figured it wasn't going to be in Death Mountain without a lantern. Then I just forgot about Sasrala for a bit.
Yeah, we actually noticed straight away that you skipped it. We were wondering why. Maybe because you got that boost early that you went straight to Eastern. Thought maybe going after.
I mean, then on the Link to the Past side, I'm also so used to Aurora, which is what I have, where it's like one of my first checks anyways. With those other boots, so it's a lot easier to forget what your normal routine is if you're switching from like glitched modes to non-glitched. Was Ice Beam ever found, or any of the other beams?
Nope. The only beams that we found were Charge and Spacer.
Nice. Yeah, and then by the time I got charged, like, well, I have enough missiles and supers for this. So.
I think the only thing you missed that the others found was King of Somaria in Right Sand Pit.
Oh, the one I skipped.
Obviously.
Nice.
Thankfully, that didn't end up being required, and that allowed you to not go in Turtle Rock as well.
Yeah. Yeah, then I had to have little notes on the side. I was like, okay, where do these games connect? Then I was go mode for, what, 3 dungeons and Ridley or something like that. Then I tried to decide, it's like, okay, Ridley. Is it bestest to go back up to the ship after Ridley, or go back to the GT, warp? But then I forgot about the elevator warp. It's like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, do you know about the Meridia Warp?
Yeah, I ended up taking that one after Dragon.
Alright.
And all I used that for was to check out my Dark World stuff because I didn't have Moon Pearl at that time. But yeah, that's not a fun room.
That was actually a pretty quick seed, after all.
I think so.
Yeah, not going in any of the pendant dungeons, not having to do Dark World at all.
Yeah. And I'm kind of glad I decided to just do Skullwood's pod first and not bother with Village of Outcasts, like, because I think by the time I got myself back to Link to the Past, I only needed the hookshot and flippers.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened to everyone.
And then they just ended up being in pods, like, okay, that works. Then, just not some good decision making on my part after I was in go mode as far as the best way to clear the 2 games. So, I'm not sure if it would have just been smarter just to stay in Link to the Past and then come back and get Ridley later on. I have no idea.
Anyway, good race for you.
I think so. That was fun. It's been a while since I've done a lot of any Super Metroid shenanigans in general, so that might have to change in the future.
Oh, and we have 2 finishes. Right, one after the other. Hippie37 that finished in 10th with 3 hours, 12 minutes, 30 seconds. Hatch78 that finished 9 seconds after him.
Nice.
Any last word?
Oh, apparently somebody in chat says Ice Beam was on Trinex. Nice.
Yeah, Ancient said in the SRL, I think he got debated into doing both Turtle Rock and Mystery Mire.
I didn't have that option. Oh well. That saved me a lot of time in the end. So, I'm happy. I do need to make food really fast before we have the Overworld Glitches tournament in a few hours, so I'm going to head and hop on out. Thanks for the commentary.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
for
you for
tracking.
racing.
Yeah,
And
GG
showing
again.
us this awesome compromiser for us. Reminder that there's a compromiser co-op scheduled for the GDQ this year. It's actually happening next week.
Yeah, I
So
believe
if
it's on
you're-
Saturday night. Andy and Ivan are running it. 2 Legends of Super Metroid Unlink to the Past.
And also thank you, Taurus, for this commentary. That was really fun.
Yeah, thanks Numberplay, saving me from having to solo comp.